What's up, everybody? Weston, we're here with the Hidden Gibbon, and today it's a snow day here in Iowa and in the Gibbon household. We got like 17 inches of snow. It was 60 2 days ago. For those of you who don't know, this is Iowa for you. We get spring of deception. It's awful. But on to something a little bit happier. We have ourselves a deck tech today, as we do every day, and today I wanted to do something for a card that I've tried to play in the past. It's in my Bracket 1 really terrible Gods theme deck, but without further ado, let's take a look at Phenax, God of Deception, shall we? So Phenax is from the Theros sets. He's a 4/7 for 3 generic, a blue and a black, indestructible, as all of the Theros gods are, and as long as your devotion to blue and black is less than 7, he's not a creature. And creatures you control have tap. Target player puts the top X cards of his or her library into their graveyard, where X is that creature's toughness. So he's a mill commander. And I'm going to tell you straight up, just like I always do when we have commanders that focus on mill or on discard, this archetype is pretty weak in Commander, and it's very susceptible to being beaten down by opponents. People really don't like their stuff getting milled, and so they are likely to come at you with an ice pick and put you down for trying to play mill. People get irrationally upset about it. But we're going to try to make it work today, and we're going to try to make it work while keeping opponents from being able to hit us to death by using walls. And so we are going to have a wall mill tribal deck today. So without further ado, let's get straight into it, right? So we are running 21 creatures in this deck, and I want to get this out of the way right away. Yes, we could do self-mill and run Laboratory Maniac in there, but you know what? I am kind of, a glutton for self-punishment, and so I want us to win by milling our opponents. Yes, that is what we're going to do today. And how are we going to do this? Well, we've got a lot of creatures that are normally not very useful in Magic the Gathering. We've got Aegis Turtle here. Aegis Turtle is a common. He's 35 cents. Look at him. He's a 0/5. He's got that big booty. He's a 0/5 for 1. Which means he can block a fair amount of stuff and comes down on turn 1. Pretty great. That's all he does. And then with Phenax, he mills somebody for 5. We have Consuming Aberration, which is this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of cards in your opponent's graveyards. And whenever you cast a spell, each opponent reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a land card and puts those cards into their graveyard. So he gets exponentially larger, which means that he himself can mill more and more and more, and just gets even bigger when you cast a spell. We have Driftless Phantasms, which has Defender and Flying, and is a 0/5 with Transmute. Transmute is a fun ability that says you can pay that 3. Discard this card, search your library for a card with the same mana value as this card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Transmute only as a sorcery. We have Bruvak, the Grandiloquent. This is apparently a secret lair version of him. Eddie the Judge. And if an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, they mill twice that many cards instead. Glacial Wall. This is a card I ran in my very first kitchen table red-blue Is It Drakes and Flying Walls deck. Glacial Wall is a 0/7. This is a fun note from the yesteryears of Magic. Walls can't attack. This is before the keyword Defender existed. But it is a 0/7 for 3. Look at it. Those wolves, they got a wall of ice. We have Hovering Barrier, or Hover Barrier. It's a Defender Flying Wall. That's a 0/6 for 3. Has no other abilities. We have Iorith of the Healing House. So untap another target permanent, or untap 2 other legendary, up to 2 target legendary creatures. And we have Marvin, Murderous Mystic. This does go infinite for tapping with a legendary creature. So you can use Bruvak, or you can use Phenax here. I don't think... Oh, or you can use the Walls of Bossing Say. So because Marvin will have the activated abilities of every other creature that you have, what you do is you tap, like say Walls of Ba Sing Se, mill somebody for 30, right? And then you tap Marvin to untap the wall, and then you tap the wall again. So that's 60 cards milled, and then you tap your Iorith to untap the walls and Marvin. That untaps both of them. Then you tap the wall again, and then you tap Marvin to untap Iorith and the wall, and then you just keep going back and forth. Infinite mill. So this is about the most effective kill combo I could come up with, and you can do that as long as you have a legendary creature. We have Murmuring Phantasm, which is a 0/5 defender. It looks spooky. We have Nemesis of Reason, which has big booty as well, but whenever it attacks, defending player mills 10 cards. We have Riptide Turtle. It's a 0/5 flash defender. I'm trying to get really into how exciting these cards with no abilities are, and I actually do really love vanilla creatures. We have Ruin Crab, so landfall. You get to, whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, target opponent mills 3 cards. We have Silent Arbiter. No more than one creature can attack. No more than one creature can block each combat. We have Soulless Jailer. He's a 0/4. He makes it so people can't do stuff with their graveyard. We have the Ancient One. He has Descend 8. He can't attack or block unless there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard. You can draw a card, then discard a card, and when you discard a card this way, target player mills cards equal to its mana value. We have the Mind Skinner. He helps mill things. Like I said, the Walls of Ba Sing Se. There is no war in Ba Sing Se, but there is mill. Defender and other permanents you control have indestructible. It's a 0/30. This is a good way to mill out your opponents right here and just get that 8 drop out somehow. We have ourselves a Wall of Frost. Whenever Wall of Frost blocks a creature, that creature doesn't untap during its opponent's untap step. We have the Wall of Thoughts. It's a 0/4 with Defender, and it mills somebody for 4 when it enters, so it does advance our game plan. We have Wall of Mists, a 0/5 Defender. We have Wall of Runes, a 0/4 Defender, where you get to scry. Alright. Let's get into some more cards. We have Dream Harvest from Lorwyn Eclipsed. Each opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they've exiled cards with total mana value 5 or greater this way. Until end of turn, you may cast cards exiled this way without paying their mana cost. So now, although not direct mill, it is a fun way to steal your opponent's things. We have Extract from Darkness. Each player mills 2 cards. Then you put a creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Well, when you're going to be milling a whole bunch, this little scuttlebug looking dude in this card will be able to get you a big threat, hopefully. We have Fractured Sanity. Each opponent mills 4 cards. When you cycle it, each opponent mills 4 cards. 14 cards for the cast, 4 cards for the cycle. We have Glimpse the Unthinkable, one of my personal favorite cards in all of Magic. Target player puts the top 10 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Maddening Cacophony. Each opponent mills 8 cards. If the kicker was paid, each opponent mills half their library rounded up. We have Mind Games, so each opponent reveals cards from the top of his or her library until he or she reveals X land cards, and then puts all cards revealed this way into their graveyard. X cannot be 0. Sign in Blood for a tiny amount of draw. Same with Treasure Cruise, gets you some draw as well. Singularity Rupture, destroy all creatures, then any number of target players each mill half their library rounded down. If you have Walls of Ba Sing Se out there, this is just an absolute blowout. We have Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Each opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they've exiled cards with total mana value 20 or more. This can almost deck somebody. I have played this in a deck before, and it's almost decked somebody because they were playing a bunch of like 1 and 2 cost and 0 cost spells. It was delicious. We have Traumatized. Target player mills half their library rounded down, and like I said, Treasure Cruise is in there. For instance, we got Aetherize. Return all attacking creatures to their owner's hand. Counter Magic with an offer you can't refuse. Arcane Denial. Didn't Say Please, which counters and mills. Negate is in here. We have Thought Collapse, which is a counter mill. Yeah. Also Psychic Strike does a counter and mill. Other spells we have Doomblade, Go for the Throat, Murder, Grisly Spectacle are all in here for Fell the Profane is in here for land and removal. Grisly Spectacle is destroy a target non-artifact creature. Its controller puts a number of cards equal to that creature's power from the top of his or her library into his or her graveyard. So it's a mill kill spell. That is also, like, that art goes hard. Let me just say that right now. We have Dramatic Reversal, untap all non-land permanency control. Drown in Dreams, choose one. If you control your commander, you can choose both. Target player draws X cards, target player mills twice X cards. We have Memory Plunder, which has one of my favorite arts in all of Magic the Gathering. I love this combination of blacks, blues, oranges. You may cast target instant sorcery card from an opponent's graveyard without paying its mana cost. Man, Dan Scott didn't have to cook this much with that art, but man, it's so good. We have High Tide in here. Thought Scour, which is a mill and draw spell, Pongify, and Rapid Hybridization to add to our removal. And then for our artifacts, we have Crawl Space, so that way people can't attack you all that much. For Mana Rocks, we got Tamir Signet, Soul Ring, and Talisman of Dominance. We do have our boots made for walking here. We do have Stone of Eric, one of my favorite graveyard pieces, which is if a creature an opponent would control would die, exile it instead. And then you can sacrifice it to exile target player's graveyard and draw a card. Love this card. Love it a lot. And I even like the art. We have Slagworm Armor. It's a 1-drop equipment that gives somebody a big ol' booty of +0/+6 and equipped 3. Enchantments. We have Extravagant Replication. I love this card. It goes in a lot of my decks, and it's going to go in this deck and copy our big walls and do fun things. We have Fraying Sanity, which is enchanted player at the beginning of each end step. Enchanted player mills X cards, where X is the number of cards they put into their graveyard from anywhere this turn. Pretty good. Freed from the Reel. We're going to put this on a creature, and then you can tap a blue to tap or untap the creature. This is pretty good. Put it on the walls of Ba Sing Se and do hilarious things. Memory Erosion. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, that player puts the top 2 cards of their library into their graveyard. Psychic Corrosion. Whenever you draw a card, an opponent mills 2 cards. And then Teferi's Tutelage. When it enters, you draw and discard. And whenever you draw, target opponent mills 2. For our lands, nothing overly fancy at all. Just straightforward cards. Nothing. We have Scavenging Grounds to exile a graveyard. You can throw Bajuka Bug in here. I didn't, because I tried to go like super budget here. And Reliquary Towers in here. But yeah, pretty straightforward. Let me know what you think. For those of you who do play Mill in Commander, let me know what your average experience is with it. Because whenever I try it, I get curb stomped into the ground. But as always, I'm Weston with the Hidden Gibbon. I am not looking forward to plowing like the 1.5 foot of snow outside. The plows haven't even gone through the roads in my town yet. It's pretty great. But I hope you all have a wonderful day.